In this video, I'm going to share with you top affirmations to reprogram your subconscious mind to manifest anything. These affirmations I'm going to share are the foundation building blocks that will support manifesting any desire. Can you have affirmations that are very specific? Absolutely. These ones are going to be more general. Like think of like fertile soil for a bunch of different seeds, your seeds of desires to blossom. Eventually, these affirmations will just become subconscious beliefs, and it will just be how you see the world, how you are unlocking your co-creative manifesting abilities, just on fire, on default, naturally, as you move through life. Even unlocking desires you didn't know you had, because if we're so specific with the affirmations, with the beliefs, sometimes that can cut us off of welcoming in miracles, of welcoming in more than what our mind could even fathom or imagine. That's why these general foundational ones are so powerful to take with you in your manifestation practice and become those subconscious beliefs. Now, if you're like, what is even the subconscious mind? Definitely check out this video up here where I go into explaining what the subconscious is and how important, how a key ingredient this is for manifesting. At the end of the video, I'm also going to take you through a practice to release resistance to the affirmations that you may have, and to take you through even releasing resistance to your own affirmations, because if we have resistance, our subconscious is not going to lock on to the affirmations. It's not going to become a belief, and we're going to wonder, why is it not working? Because if it's falling flat, it's like hearing that note in music that's just that's like the signal you're sending out into your world, into the universe, and we want it to be bursting and beaming and bright and light. At least that's how I feel when an affirmation hits and lands, and all my cells are like, yes. And I'll also share at the end practices of how to reprogram your subconscious, because affirmations are one thing, but actually how to reprogram your subconscious is another. The first affirmation to reprogram your subconscious mind to manifest anything is money expands in proportion to my desires. Now, I have to give credit where credit is due, and this I got from Amanda Francis, and she has just put a groove in the universe with this affirmation. And when I heard it the first time, I was like, ooh, there was resonance. There was no resistance to this one, because it was like, why would money not expand in proportion to my desires? I think at one point I shifted money to good expands in proportion to my desires, because sometimes you can receive support that isn't just money, but again, you want to work with what hits for you, what resonates, what lands. Or if a part of you is like, there's a little bit of ick, a little bit of resistance, a little bit of something's not landing, we'll work through that at the end of the video in that practice I was telling you about. So a quick story of how this affirmation was so supportive and continues to support me in my life is I was going through a big transition period in my life, and I was living in a certain place where the living expenses were here, and where I wanted to move, the living expenses were up here. In certain areas, double, if not triple, if not quadruple to just live there, going from one side of Canada to the other side. And when I really tapped into like, is this a true desire of mine to move to this beautiful place where it's surrounded by ocean, the weather is just gorgeous most of the year, it's surrounded by mountain and water, and I love the size of it. I don't like too big, but a nice city size. And when I really felt into it, I was like, this is a desire of mine. So instead of letting the fear and the worry and the doubt of, wow, the living expenses, and you'll hear it, even people are like, it's so expensive to live in BC. It's just like such a limiting belief in society in Canada. People always say it. People who live in BC always say it. And if I lived by that limiting belief, I would have never moved to where I live now, where my life is incredible. I have an amazing life here. It's a completely different life than what it looked like before. And I trusted that money was going to expand in proportion to my desires. And what happened when I made the commitment and decision to move here? My income rose to meet the higher amount of living expenses it costs to live here. And really interesting things happened too. It's almost like I unlocked an intuition of what fear will block you from, what doubt will block you from hearing and connecting and tuning into. I got numbers of how much I should spend on a car payment. I had to get a new car, on rent. And these were numbers that I had never even thought of to put into a budget or to live by. But it was exactly $500 for a car payment, $1,000 for rent. And at the time, when that was 4 years ago, that was big for me. I was like going from no car payment, that was double in my rent. But when the numbers came through and I was like, okay, if I'm really trusting that money is expanding in proportion to my desires, I'm being given amounts. Once I let the fear and the worry go, that channel opened up. What happened? I went to the car dealership. They were first like $750 per month for the car I wanted and got it down to $500. There was money that came in to support and bring that amount down. And then with the rent, the place I really, really wanted was more than the $1,000, but I was like, okay, well, $1,000 came in. I'm gonna trust in this place I want, and it's a little bit more than that number. Well, guess what? A few days after I said yes to the place, trusted that my income or money, however money was gonna come, was gonna support the desire to live in that home, the landlord lowered the rent to exactly $1,000 a month. That is pretty unheard of. And that is the whole beautiful thing about manifestation, is because it's things that people are like, it's unheard of, because we're believing in something, we're trusting in something that doesn't work in the regular world, but we're not dealing with just regular old fears, worries, and doubts here. So money expands in proportion to my desires has been an incredible, incredible affirmation to not only support life decisions when I have a desire to do something, go somewhere, move, right? But it is just a beautiful one to allow money to keep coming in and to keep expanding as your desires do. Now, this one is, you definitely want to ensure that your desire is a true heart's desire if you are making decisions with money, right? And if it's going to work for you or not. So this is where you have to discern. You have to discern if making a choice or going a different path is resonating, is part of your path, is what you're meant to do. This isn't just to be like, well, Megan said that money will expand in proportion to my desires. Okay, well, if you haven't worked with the affirmation, if it's not actually true for you, if you're just using it as a blanket over something, you haven't done the inner work underneath it, like, you have to take full responsibility with this one for sure. Okay, so the second one is, my life is a continuous massive upgrade. I actually might have gotten this one from Amanda Francis too. I'm not quite sure of the originating point of this. It just feels like it is mine now because I've used it for so long in my life. And where I first started seeing this was I would get upgraded tickets. Like, I went to a baseball game and my tickets got upgraded. And I was like, wow, my life is a continuous massive upgrade. The upgrades that, just again, being open to upgrades, what it's looked like. I made some notes here. Oh, my friendships. As I've upgraded and evolved and grown, my friendships where I've moved to a different city, they are high vibe, they were like-minded, many with an entrepreneurial spirit. It's just such an upgrade. If they were expired relationships or a toxic friendship, that is so different now. My friendships have gotten a massive upgrade, and older friendships that are still meant to be in my life have upgraded as well. Really cool. My romantic relationship. So every relationship leading up to this one has just been upgraded, like what we do and the caliber of the person, and not to put down any of the relationships before, because they were meant to be in my life when they were, and gain lessons and insights and grow from them, but just showing that an upgrade can be in different areas of your life too. My car, that's definitely been upgraded throughout my journey as I've been driving. My working life, oh my goodness, what an upgrade there. I used to really be run by the programming and limiting beliefs in the subconscious, right? That's where that lives. You have to work really, really hard. You have to work really hard and barely get by. You have to deplete yourself and burn out, and like always be in a constant state of stress when it comes to work. That was my programming. And when I started to shift that, this upgrade in my work life of being in spaciousness, being in flow, having that structure, but honoring my own path and my own pace and my energy, actually doing what I want to do, not what I think my parents or society thinks I should do. And just the freedom and the space, and like unhooking from a 9 to 9 schedule, a 9 to 5 schedule, a split schedule. It's like, how do I actually work best? And being able to have those hours, being able to have a lifestyle of freedom. So remote and laptop lifestyle. Oh, so different from before, when I was bound and shackled and really trapped in a business before, where it needed an upgrade, let me tell you that. Upgrades from my flying experience, at getting to experience the comfort seats, business class. That is a massive upgrade. And even travel experiences, from the places I get to stay in now to what we do, the excursions, from a helicopter glacier tour and walking on the glacier ride to a seaplane in the misty fjords of Alaska. Like, what I get to do while traveling, massive upgrade. I love this affirmation so much, because it's just like how my world gets to work now. Upgrade in jewelry, in luxury items, from going from like not having nice things then to having some just key items I'm super grateful for. Massive upgrade. Even to my bed, from a queen size to a comfy, cozy king with pillows that have silk pillowcases. A massive upgrade in the sleep department. And even my fridge, the items that I get to eat and consume, definitely a massive upgrade from before. And again, money expanding in proportion of my desire to eat really well and nourish my body. These work really, really nicely together. And a desire I didn't even know that came with my life as a continuous massive upgrade. In my relationship, he had a dog. And I'm in love with Andy Boo. My dog is my dog now. And this was just an extra desire I didn't even know I wanted to experience and share with a partner. And honestly, like, didn't have them in the puppy stage where people are like, they're so cute when they're puppy. My dog is so cute right now. And like, I got to like not have to deal with the training part, which, like, you know, that was my path, and that's how it worked out, and it worked out that way. And it's just a beautiful, granted desire that I didn't, again, know at the time I wanted, but now that I have it, I'm like, wow, definitely want and enjoy and love this love with my dog. There's Indy. The love I didn't know that I wanted, that I needed. Puppy, say hi to all the YouTubers, the subscribers. The third affirmation to reprogram your subconscious mind to manifest anything is, everything is working out in my highest favor. I love this one so much. It is so powerful and helpful for your day-to-day. If you suffer from anxiety, help lessen the anxiety spirals, because this is a very powerful thought. And I love it so much that I actually created its own video that I'm gonna share. You can click on it here or in the description box below, titled Manifest Your Best Life with this powerful affirmation. We're so good at coming up with worst case scenarios. This is flipping that on its head and always trusting in best case scenarios. And that even if something seems like a worst case scenario, somehow, some way, maybe you don't see it now, maybe you'll see it in a year or 10 years, everything truly is working out in your highest favor. A quick little story to explain this is I had a business partnership and it ended quite terribly, and I was losing a business that I had just poured my heart and soul in for 3 years, a community, I loved so much about it, but it had to end. And I couldn't see how it was all working out in my highest favor until maybe 6 months, which wasn't even that long, of starting creating a whole new life that I'm living and leading now, of freedom, of this laptop lifestyle, of beautiful place where I live and new community of incredible friends that seriously feel like soul sisters. Had that relationship not ended, that partnership, that business, I would not be living this incredible life that I am living now. It really pushed me to move out of that city and pushed me to do things on my own and really heal and not be dependent on another person that way, and honor what my desires are, honor my intuition. So at the time, the ending, it didn't seem like it was working out for my highest favor, but it absolutely 1000% was. The fourth one is I choose to live in joyous expectancy of the best. This one is so powerful because it's unlocking that joy vibration, that fun vibration, because how many of us do not feel good about a circumstance until the circumstance is over or we're there. For example, it's, I'm flying to a vacation, but I'm stressed out before because what if I miss my connecting flight? Or what if it's raining there? Is that living in joyous expectancy of the best? No, it's not. And you're stressed out the whole time until you're there. So this one is just helpful for, again, your day to day, to help with not going into worst case scenarios, but to actually enjoy moment to moment. Enjoy, if we're going to the travel example, enjoy going to the airport, getting a coffee, chilling in the lounge, reading a book, watching your favorite show on your iPad, enjoying the process, enjoying the journey. How cliche is that? We always hear it, so clearly there's some wisdom to integrate, but to live in joyous expectancy of the best. This one's really supportive too if you have a lot of worry or concern around a desire you have that you want to manifest. I choose to live in joyous expectancy of the best. This also shows to your inner parts, your inner child too, that I have a choice now. When we're younger, we feel choiceless, powerless, helpless. This will even support healing that inner child of yours by really affirming and restoring and reclaiming, I choose, I have a choice, and I'm choosing to live in joyous expectancy of the best. Starting a business, I choose to live in joyous expectancy of the best. How many people are gonna say, I don't even know the statistics, I'm not tuning into it, but it's so many percent of businesses fail in the first year, 5 years. Well, I'm choosing to live in joyous expectancy of the best. So that actually will start to block out noise. Speaking of blocking out noise, this is why I'm wearing my noise canceling headphones. I have a mic here, but I'm wearing these because I have not yet manifested my recording studio where it is soundproof and I have a gorgeous mic and I'm not hearing my amazing boyfriend on his call in his office. I like to have these noise canceling now to just really tune into you and me, and it'll be fun for me to look back one day and see that I was recording in my living room, which is also my office. Well, I love it because I have big beautiful windows, and to see the progression and the evolution and the manifestation of that recording studio. I digress. Example, that was perfect example of living in joyous expectancy of the best. I'm living in fun and excitement of the joyous expectancy of the best for this YouTube channel. Like, I'm already feeling into that recording studio in my home. Like, it's joyous expectancy of the best, where at one point, I will not lie, I really let worry and fear and doubt be a part of this channel. And it was almost like one foot in, one foot out, kind of plugged in, then like plug out, versus like fully committed, fully choosing to live in joyous expectancy of the best. Enjoy the journey. Right now as I'm recording this, videos are getting about 20 to 100 max views. There's this void space, this dark period where it can start to be like, I can't enjoy this part, but it's like, well, in this part I'm growing. In this part there's renewal, there's birth, there's metamorphosis, there's fertile ground here as the seed of my desire to manifest a thriving YouTube channel is being really rooted and grown. So this is a powerful one to bring in at any point that you're in something new or challenging or scary or unfamiliar or uncertain. I just live in joyous expectancy of the best. You really like lean back into that. Feels good. The next one, I think we're at 5 now. I've lost count. I can skillfully navigate what life presents me. Credit, this one goes out to Pilar Lesko. For those last two, I think credit goes to me. Maybe there was some Aaron Dowdy in there. Is that how you say his name? For the everything is working out my highest favor. Going back to I can skillfully navigate what life presents me. Why I love this one so much, especially I find when people get into the manifesting realm and world, I don't know about you, but me, I was like, I'm gonna have no problems, no challenges. Everything's gonna be sunshine and rainbows. And are there many sunshine and rainbows and glitter and sparkle and all of that amazingness? Yes, there absolutely is. But is there a omission of challenges and initiations and growth spurts and periods where there seems like a darker season, or like a nothing is happening season, or a crickets and cringe season, or whatever season you may be in your manifesting journey, where you might be like, well, you've been sold or told or thought that there isn't going to be anything in your manifesting journey that's going to grow you. Life is going to present to you experiences, opportunities, relationships, scenarios to grow you, to expand your bandwidth and capacity so you can actually have and hold the desire you want to manifest, whether that be love, success, wealth, health, relationships, abundance, material things, a house. Now, why I like this one so much is the words, I can skillfully handle what life presents me. With this, it is unlocking your power, your capability, courage, strength, and not shy away from the challenge or the opportunity or what is invoking perhaps tension or the energies we usually want to avoid or distract ourselves from and move away, where it's like, actually, if you transform that avoidance and that distraction or that resistance and you move through it, your manifestation, your desire was actually on the other side of it. So definitely this one is really powerful to integrate, to live by, to trust in life, yourself, the universe. And lastly, I really, really love this next one. It has supported a wounded inner child. I definitely had a very challenging childhood and working through a lot of upgrading, aligning, healing, processing, and tending to the wounds, the programming of my inner child. And this one has been very, very powerful in that. I am a beloved child of the universe. I am unconditionally worthy. I am unconditionally loved. I am unconditionally cared for. May that just be like a sigh of relief for your inner child, for your cells, for your heart, for any memory or time you were told or made to feel like you weren't worthy, you weren't cared for, you weren't loved. Especially when we felt this when we were younger by our parents that were supposed to meet those emotional needs. That can leave us with relationship blocks, love blocks. Even when worthiness is getting tied up with success and work, I had a ton of that programming. Now, if you're like, I don't really connect to the word universe, sub in any other word. I like universe. To me, it's all encompassing. But again, I've connected and worked with what do I resonate with. And again, sub out any word that you need to. Kudos to Steve Nobel for granting this in one of his transmissions. It has just been so supportive to unhooking conditions to being loved, conditions to being worthy, and unlocking this trust in the universe that I am cared for. So to me, that's like I'm cared for and held and supported in finances, in my life, in my path, in my journey. It's just unlocked so much. Because ask yourself, how many conditions have you placed on your worthiness? How many conditions have you placed? And people they say deserving. Like you had to deserve rest. You had to deserve what you have. For me, it's like I don't put deserving and worthy even in the same category. I am just simply worthy. I'm unconditionally worthy. How many conditions around being loved? I need to look a certain way. I need to show up a certain way. Unconditionally loved, just for being you, just for having a heart, just for being born. Have you ever looked at a baby and said, prove to me why you deserve love? They're unconditionally loved. Babies are. And then we forget that. You were that baby too. And somewhere along the way, you forgot that. So reclaim your unconditional worthiness, your unconditional loved, unconditionally cared for. All right, now we're getting to the part of the video of the resistance check-in. So we're gonna work with one of these affirmations that you can just practice with and then put the same lens and perspective on any of the other ones in this video if there was any resistance, or to your own that you may be working with now, that it's like, again, that falling flat, like feeling. Okay, we're gonna work with the money expands in proportion to my desires this one, because a lot of people will have resistance and this will bring up pain. Money brings up pain for people for sure. And a lot of things from the past of, I didn't have it then, and then we kind of go through our adult life of, well, if I didn't have it then, how can I have it now? It's like, are we living in the present or are you living in the past? So when you work with money expands in proportion to my desires, as you say that affirmation, just notice, get your awareness tune in, and where do you feel either it could be a physical sensation, or it could be like words of a inner critic or part of you that has been wounded and has felt pain around money, or the lack of it, the scarcity of it, not having enough, and just let that come up to the surface. When you tune in and see and sense and connect to what that resistance is, maybe it's a story, maybe it's an emotion of guilt and shame for actually wanting money. How resistance is going to show up for you is going to be uniquely to you. Take that time and spaciousness to actually connect to the different threads of resistance it may be. It may be one thing, it may be a few things. Now, to start to clear this resistance, if it's somewhere in your body, just place your hand where you feel that in your body and just start to breathe into it. Either if it's an emotion you're feeling, you can even say guilt, shame, and breathe that emotion through. If it's a story, write out the story. I gave you an example. I didn't have it in my past, so why would I have it now? And start to poke holes in the story. Is there evidence in the world of people coming from nothing and then creating, attracting, welcoming, establishing wealth? Okay, that pokes a hole in the story. Another one for you to support poking a hole in that story is your point of attraction is in this now. We're not attracting from your past unless you're carrying your past with you and using your past as the lens to move forward in your manifestation. So point of attraction is in this now. If you want to attract money opportunities, unexpected money, your point of attraction is in this now. So that can crumble carrying luggage of money pain with you in your present. And even a visualization you can do. You can close your eyes. You can place what that resistance to money expands in proportion to my desires is in a bubble. Notice if any memories, stories, emotions, if anything's coming up, if something your dad said, your mom said, and it's not even your energy, giving permission for that bubble to dissolve, to clear, to release, to send it to the light of what is not yours. To upgrade that bubble with who you are now to this present moment now. To even stronger, brighter, shinier belief, thought, affirmation. Almost like consume that bubble. Let that go to the top of your head. And your new thought, truth, that energy gets to come down into your head and update all your centers. Upgrading you, updating you, aligning to who you are, who you're becoming, what you're welcoming into your life. So that is a very quick dip your toes in taste of shifting resistance. Again, there's many ways, and if you spend time with this, like, you will even come up with your own ways. Those were just some examples that you can work with, so that when you're, okay, now I'm saying money expands in proportion to my desires, it's not falling flat, and I can get behind it. I can feel within me a like oomph behind it. That's what we want. So if you're just gonna go put on an affirmation tape and you haven't worked with your affirmations and there's resistance, it's literally like you have a pile of gunk and this is your resistance. Now you're putting sparkly affirmations on top of the gunk. You just have sparkly gunk. You gotta get rid of the gunk before the sparkle of the affirmations will actually change anything in your subconscious and cast that signal out into your world. Now, if you want to make your own affirmations to add on to this, definitely check out this video here, Become a Manifesting Powerhouse with Affirmations, where you can go through this video and make your own affirmations to add to this, so that the affirmation practices I'm going to share with you, you have some to work with, whether you want to use these and just start with these or add some of your own. I definitely wouldn't suggest doing over 10 because that's just going to get a little a little much for your mind. So affirmation practices to actually reprogram your subconscious mind is recording them and hitting play over and over and over again. Let me know in the comments below if you actually want me to create an affirmation tape that I'll add some beautiful frequency music in the background, and you can just hit play and it will cycle over and over and over for you while you're falling asleep or in the morning as you're getting ready, because those are actually the windows of time you want to do your affirmation work when your subconscious is the most online. That is when you're naturally in a theta brainwave state. You can also do a hypnosis, which takes you into that theta brainwave state where you're accessing your subconscious mind. I have another one on the channel that if you want to do for money or for love, that will be in the description box below. Mirror work is another beautiful affirmation practice. Having your affirmations, looking in your gorgeous eyes in the mirror and saying them out loud using your voice. Super incredible for identity shift and for your mind and your body to get involved, really seeing yourself as you're saying this. Some people prefer writing. If you're more of a writer, journaling, writing them out is a really great affirmation practice to get this into your subconscious. And for all of these practices, it is important for repetition, consistency, commitment daily. 21 days is that sweet spot. I would say 30 days for that little extra insurance policy, because you want this to become default and your way of operating. So to make that subconscious change and to shift programming that is the opposite of beliefs and ways of being that will be in connection to anything you want manifesting, you need to shift that programming. And this is definitely a powerful way to do that is this affirmation work and practice. Again, the prerequisite is to shift the resistance that you may have. If you want, I can make a whole video with a deeper practice of clearing resistance. If that sounds groovy and something you're into, leave me a comment and I'll even make a video for you for that, because this channel is about you, about helping you enjoy your life more and to manifest the things you desire, to actually trust and believe in them and release and remove the resistance, the blocks that are in the way, and to really deeply engage with your desires, with yourself, and with the beautiful practice of manifesting, which there is depth to it, and I would love to take you deeper. Let me know, leave a comment below, give me a like button if any of this resonated so I can feel your energy here. So much love to you. May you have a magical rest of your day. Thank you for letting me be a part of it. Until next we meet. This is Indie Boo Boo. Indie Boo Boo.